What's up, everybody? Blackacre here, your friendly neighborhood guitar cover and teacher ghoul. Today we're taking a look at how to play All We Know by Paramore off of my favorite Paramore record, All We Know Is Falling. Without further ado, let's get into the lesson. So, this song is in drop D. So if you are not aware, that would just be standard tuning with the low E string tuned down to a D. So we have two D strings. We are going to cover Jason's part. Jason was part of the band on the first record and left before Riot. I reached out to him to see if I could pick his brain and see if I was playing this correctly so I could teach it to y'all note for note. He did not see my message, so maybe I don't have enough clout yet, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure I got it pretty accurate. So, let's get into it. Alright, so all we're doing there is we're going to start on the 2nd fret low. You can use a low 2 or 3 string, it's just a power chord. Usually for heavier stuff I say the low 2, but you know, no one's going to look at you funny if you use the octave in there as well. So it's going to be 2, open 2. Then you're going to hit a power chord at the 7th fret, same fingering for that. And then we're going to hit, I see some people just palm mute this, but what they're doing is actually hitting a harmonic on the low 6th string at the 7th fret. Just going to lightly place your finger over there and pick that. So we have this so far. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing, but just slide up to the 5th fret now. So. Okay, a little faster. We're going to do that again, and now we're going to slide up to the 10th fret. You're going to bar the bottom 3 strings with your first finger, and then you're going to grab the 12th fret with your 3rd finger or your pinky, whichever is easier. I believe that's Jason's chord that he plays, at least. I'm basing this off of a live performance they did in like 2005, I think, where it's pretty, you can see his parts pretty well. Because I think Josh plays this extension of it with your 3rd finger on the 12th fret of the 12th fret of the 4th string as well. But really, if you play either, it's going to sound good. But since, for the sake of me being an absolute lunatic and having to pick one guitarist to show you parts for, I picked Jason. So, yeah, so that one is just like, you're going to play that chord. Then you're going to slide down. So, let's go over that whole thing slow. So far, we have this. Alright, and I'm just going to go back into that and continue. The next part I need to show you in the verses, it switches up a little bit. We're going to start the same way. This time we are going to palm mute, so this is later on in the verse, so it's going to be... It's right before the chorus. So what we're doing is that same start, 2, open 2. We are going to palm mute, so this is the 7th fret power chord. You're going to go up to the 9th fret now, real short, and then go back to the 5th fret. Alright, so slow. Alright, and then next up is the chorus. So they split off into do 2 different things. So Jason's part is going to be, we're going to do an octave up here at the 14th fret of the 5th string, then 16th fret of the 3rd string. And then we're going to move that down to the 9th fret, slide up to the 10th fret. So. Okay. Then we're going to interrupt that and hit the low D power chord, 7th fret, open, and then 5th fret. Alright, slow. Then we're going to go down to the 2nd fret, power chord on low 2 strings or low 3, and we're going to palm mute. So it's going to come out of that. Then you're going to go into the 2nd verse. Now, 2nd verse is completely the same except for 2 minor differences that I hear. First off, the first verse, I'm pretty sure I only hear the low string with the harmonics. The 2nd fret, or sorry, the 2nd verse, I feel like I hear some of the higher, the 5th string harmony, whatever you want to call it, with the harmonics ringing out. So basically in the 2nd verse, I think on my cover of it, I just was a little more got a little more frisky with the picking rather than just keeping it to this string. I think I just did a more relaxed type of thing. So if the 5th string rings out while you're doing that, it's fine and it sounds cool. So like that's the sound you get. Alright, so that's one thing I want to mention. The second thing is when you get to that part right before the chorus, the first time we did this, the second time, for the 2nd verse, it's just going to be the same chords, but you're just going to open it up. So it'll be like... Alright, and that's going to be the same. Just to listen for the rhythm. I think the rhythm on this changes a little bit before the 2nd chorus. But it's the same chords and everything like I showed you. Cool. So next up, after the 2nd chorus, I believe, so you're going to do... You're going to hold that chord, and then we're going to get into the clean part. Alright, so the clean part, I basically took this from, like I said, that live video that I was watching. This isn't exactly what it sounds like on the record, but the clean part's very, like, I don't know, pretty low in the mix and kind of hard to make out on the record, so figured I'd just do what he does live, or did live back in the day, because I think it sounds really cool. So he comes in with this little triad, so it's just going to be open 1st string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then open 3rd string. So the timing is something like this. Alright, and then I just arpeggiate that again. And then what you're going to want to do is, I think it fades in on the record, but all you want to do is just hit 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string. Just repeat that. So that's the one guitar. Something like that. And then the harmonic part is really cool. It's one of my favorite parts in the song. Basically, you're just walking up like an E minor scale, so like E, F sharp, G for the first part, and then E, F sharp, B. Those are the notes, but we're going to do those with harmonics. So it's going to be 12th fret of the E string, or high E string, 1st string, whatever you want to call it. And then 7th fret of the 2nd string, and then 5th fret of the 3rd string. So the first time it's like this. Alright, and the second time you're going to do the first 2 notes the same. This time you're going to go to the 5th fret of the 2nd string. So you're going to stay on the same string. One tip I have for this is to make sure each note is, clear on its own. You don't want them ringing together or anything. You just want it to be. Alright, so that's the clean parts. Okay, now we're going to get into, I guess you call it like the breakdown. So we're coming out of the... So we're going to start 3 chugs on the low 6th and 5th strings, or bottom 3 strings, whatever you want to do. So a little bit of a crescendo too, because we're building up into this breakdown. So then you're going to go up here to that 10th fret chord that I showed you earlier. Then you're going to hit 5th fret of the 3rd string harmonic. So we have... Alright, and then open 2. Then we're going to have this, I guess, what would that be? Augmented 5th, I think it'd be. Basically, you're just going up. So it's going to be your first finger is going to be on the 4th fret of the low string, and then your middle finger is going to go on the 5th fret of the 5th string. And it stays on there just for a tiny bit to resolve to this 5th fret power chord. Alright, so far we have this. You're going to do the same thing again, but instead of walking up, you're going to go down to this open D chord. Alright, so I think both times Jason does the 3rd string. I mean, I'm not sure. One time I noticed, or the second time they do it, they harmonize, and those are ringing out at the same time. Whichever you do, it's going to sound cool. So the whole breakdown, a little bit slow, sounds like this. Alright, next up is going to be the solo. Now, being that it's Jason's part, he plays the rhythm, so this is the rhythm under the solo. Basically, we're just going to use chords we already know, that we've already used in the song. So it's going to be this 10th fret power chord, 2nd fret. We're going to do that walk up again, 10th fret, 2, and then open. Alright? So slow, sounds like this. And then it's going to go out of the solo into the last chorus, which we already know how to play. The very tail end of it, I guess the last thing I need to show you, even though you know how to play it, it's just a little different inflection, I guess. So you're just going to kind of slide down off from the 2nd fret down. So that is how to play All We Know by the almighty Paramore. I'm happy they're back. I like the new album. To me, their emo stuff will always be the best. But it's cool to see the younger cats getting into Paramore who might not have experienced them the first time around. I was lucky enough to catch them in 2010. One of my favorite childhood memories. I remember it like it was yesterday. I saw the shirt. I should wear that next time I do a Paramore lesson or cover. But yeah. So let me know what other Paramore covers and lessons you'd like to see from me. And thank you for watching as always. I've been Blackacre. You've been lovely. I will see you same time, same place next week. Peace.